Every single week, people pitch me business ideas, and I want to kind of rate some of the business ideas that I regularly get pitched on the superior through to don't bother tier. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to go and start ranking some of these ideas. So one of the most common ones is an agency. So think about a marketing agency, an IT agency, a cybersecurity agency, or most commonly recently is setting up companies with AI as an agency. So I'm going to rank this one as a B. So why did I rate agencies as a B? They're great to get started. You only need a few clients. The clients tend to pay up front and then you do the work. You can typically get an agency off the ground with 3, 4, or 5 clients and then you're flying. By the time you get to 15 to 20 clients, it tends to be most agencies get stuck at about that point. There's too many moving parts and it kind of hits a plateau. They tend to top out at $1.5 to $2 million each. And that's fine. Many people have a lifestyle business with that sort of revenue, but an agency is very hands-on, lots and lots of time for money, quite literally time for money, or day rates being sold in most cases. The reason I gave it a B and not a C is actually because every single agency that I've ever come across contains intellectual property that it can then use to scale. So if you can find the hidden agency asset, then you can spin out a product, you can spin out a different type of business. There's plenty of ways that you can then pivot up. They're great for learning, they're great for creating intellectual property. So for all of those reasons, I've given agencies a B. So the next opportunity is a SaaS opportunity. This is software as a service. This is a subscription product where people subscribe monthly or annually in order to get a piece of software, something that's hosted in the cloud. It's typically a database with a user experience. These used to be very, very expensive to build, but now the price of building a SaaS product has come right down through the floor because of AI coding. It's a great business because it's very scalable. You can find customers all over the world and you can deliver value to them all over the world. You can create it once but sell it many different times. If you couple this up with a personal brand that can get the word out, then this is really powerful. The downside is you typically have a bit of a J curve. It might take 1,000 subscribers before you break even and then make a lot of profit, but getting to those 1,000 subscribers can be the difficult thing. And that is what we call the J curve. If you can get through that J curve, especially using a personal brand, then on the other side of that, you've got an A business. I'm going to give a SaaS business an A opportunity. The next opportunity we have is affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing is where you're promoting somebody else's thing. Maybe somebody else has created software. Maybe someone else has created a product. Maybe someone else has a great course that they offer and you're going to promote that. And I'm going to give this a C. And the reason I'm going to give it a C is because it's a great way to learn. It's an early stage opportunity where you're learning about how business might work. You're doing a little bit of sales and marketing and you're kind of cutting your teeth. You can do it on the side. You can leverage somebody else's brand, someone else's product, someone else's efforts and systems. And in many cases, you can get 20 to 40% of every sale if you choose carefully what you're going to promote. And there are clever ways to do this. You could host a weekly webinar. You could come up with an online assessment. You could create your own tools for marketing this. You could have your own blog. You could post regularly on social media. So you're learning all of those skills. The reason I've given it a C and not something higher is because it's ultimately not your business. You're promoting somebody else's business. It's very unlikely that you're going to be able to sell this. And when you stop, it's typically going to stop as well, or it's going to fizzle out. The truth is that the same skills that make you a successful affiliate, if you apply that to your own business, you actually get the same levels of growth, but you also get to own the business and you get to own the assets as well. So I'm giving it a C because it's a great place to start and it's a great place to learn. Now the next one's similar, which is drop shipping. I'm going to give that a C, moving down to a D. I'll actually give it a D. And the reason for that is because with drop shipping, you now have inventory and you have returns and you have physical products going out and back. There's a lot more moving parts. There's a lot more things that are going to be difficult. Yes, there's more learnings, but ultimately there's a lot more responsibility and you're typically talking about products that have very, very low margins. As soon as one of these products becomes hot, several people start selling it in the same way. It's just kind of got that culture of copying stuff and all of that, very aggressive, and it tends to not be wildly profitable. The majority of the people who make money in drop shipping, they make a little bit of money drop shipping and a lot of money giving courses on how to do drop shipping. So I'm going to give that a D. Just a quick interruption. I'm running a workshop that I think you want to be at. It is a workshop on the 5-step process for becoming a key person of influence in your industry. There's a reason that we do it live and it's not pre-recorded, and that is because we're going to interact. There's all sorts of workshop activities that we're going to do live. You're going to get so much value out of this. There'll be a link below. Register right now. Come and join me for a 90-minute Zoom workshop where I'm going to be live on there. We can interact, do Q&A. It's a lot of fun. You'll be doing it as a shared experience with about 100 different entrepreneurs from around the world. and everyone gets so much value. You'll be so glad that you did. One of the best things that you do all week, maybe even all year, maybe in your entire life. Anyway, see you soon. Back to the video. Now, while we're down in the do not touch territory of D, I'm going to talk about trading. I am not a fan of trading. Forex trading, share trading, stock market trading, any of those sort of trading things, these are not good opportunities. The reason for that is trading is a zero-sum game. There are winners and losers and brokers. And essentially, if you're going to be trading, you are going to be trading up against the winners. Now, if I asked you how many points could you score in the NBA going up against professional basketballers, the correct answer is 0. You're not going to score any points if you're playing against professional basketballers, and the same is true if you're trading against professional players. You are essentially going to be feeding them their profits. So I would not encourage anyone to get into trading. I've met some of the world's best traders. These are people who have brains the size of Jupiter. They're very, very focused on numbers and data and logical reasoning. They're incredibly smart, they're incredibly good, and ultimately this is a zero-sum game. You're not adding any value, you're just basically winning or losing, and there's a good chance you're going to be losing. So trading is do not touch, that's a D. Okay, the next opportunity is acquiring a baby boomer business. This is where you are going to find an existing business that's up and running. It's going to have revenues, it's maybe have a few team members, it probably has a history, it's got some database, it's got products and services that it sells, it's already up and going, and a baby boomer now wants to retire, and you're going to go and get them to vendor finance that business. So you're essentially going to go and try and buy the business with them becoming the bank, and they're going to give you the business and you're going to pay them off over a period of time using the business as security. This is probably an A-tier opportunity if done right. Now, you can't just get any business. You want to do a good business. You want to be the type of person who's doing a really good deal. But the reason this is an A opportunity is because you're leveraging someone else's 10, 15, 20 years. You're leveraging an existing database. You're leveraging existing revenue, lots of learnings. You're stepping straight into the driving seat of something that's up and running, but you're coming in with fresh energy. If you can add a little bit of media, if you can add some AI, if you can add a CRM system, if you can add some tools and technologies that make this business more scalable, it's really, really cool, because it's like starting a marathon at the 24th mile. It's a really, really cool thing to do. And in many cases, I see a lot of people making great money through this opportunity. So at the moment, because there are so many baby boomers and they have 50% of all the value of the economy in their businesses, I'm going to give this an A for opportunity right now. So this one gets an A. All right, jumping right up to the S tier, the superior tier, something that is definitely a great opportunity right now is an AI-enabled SaaS. So we talked about SaaS, software as a service, and normally that is a database with a UX. Now this one's a little bit different. This is a software business, but it's focused on AI as the fundamental value driver. So think about a software subscription model business, but it's leveraging AI as the main thing it does. So it's not a database, it's an LLM that is driving the value. And this is the new category of software that is really exciting right now. We've got hundreds of opportunities to disrupt all sorts of industries using AI-enabled SaaS as a core opportunity. If you've got the ability to create one of these, I would definitely do this just for the learning alone. The things that you're going to learn, the fact that you're going to build something that could be very, very valuable, could be worth as much as 10 to 20 times revenue if you get it right. The fact that the costs to build these have come right down. The fact that this is exciting and on trend. And the fact that every single industry is going to be disrupted or changed in some way due to AI-enabled software. So if you can be on the front foot with that trend, this is a superior opportunity, and especially if you can have one founder who is a tech-focused person and another founder who's good at marketing, or the front-facing key person of influence founder, then this is a really superior opportunity. So I'm going to give this an S. Okay, our next opportunity is a restaurant, and I'm going to lump this in with traditional retail, bricks and mortar kind of businesses. And unfortunately, this is going to get a D as well. When you are dealing with council tax and rates and physical premises, and you're limiting your business to a local geography, and you've got perishable products, and you've got a difficult time getting staff, and you've got a difficult time getting to your local community, and it's heavily competitive. This is a terrible opportunity. This is going to be one of those opportunities that you wish you never got involved in. It's expensive, it's a J curve, but it doesn't have the upside scalability. Very difficult business to sell. Most of these businesses, they really are a pain. At best, they may pay the bills, they may pay a little bit of a wage, but very, very rarely do they turn you into a superstar entrepreneur. So unfortunately, for most people, I'm going to give anything relating to restaurants or traditional retail businesses a D tier. Okay, I'm going to create a category called sexy businesses. These could be nightclubs, fashion businesses, running cool parties, travel, all of the fun stuff. Now, the thing about these businesses is they attract an enormous amount of competition, and they tend to attract competition from people who don't need the money. So I see a lot of people who have rich parents. I see people who have family wealth. I see people who are post-exit entrepreneurs. They get into these sexy businesses. They don't really need it to make a lot of money. It can even run at a loss. And oh my goodness, do these businesses often run at a loss. So I'd be really careful. The sexier the business, the cooler it makes you seem. There's a very, very good chance that it's attracting a lot of people in there who don't need it to be a financial success. So if you need it to succeed financially, this could be a dangerous business for you to be in. I'm still going to give it a C just because it's sexy. All right, so the final one I want to rank is the personal brand mixed with something that can be delivered online. So imagine this, you're a YouTuber, you've got a social media profile, you're an author, you're a speaker, all of those sorts of things. You've got a strong personal brand, you're building trust with thousands of people or tens of thousands or maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. And then you couple that with something that you can deliver to anyone, anywhere in the world. So online delivery. So we're going to call that personal brand plus scalable business model or online delivery business model. And that's going to be an S tier opportunity. If we look at the most successful people at the moment, people who are building and selling businesses for billions of dollars in the first 3 to 5 years, these are people who have leveraged a personal brand with a scalable business opportunity, something that can reach people all over the world just by talking to them on Instagram or following them on Instagram. You can discover their product and you can click and buy. This is something that is going really, really big. Now, what you can do is you can build your personal brand. In many cases, that means having 2 to 20,000 followers as a starting point, and you can attach that to a scalable business opportunity, maybe a SaaS business, maybe something that can ship that's non-perishable. All of those are very scalable opportunities. If you don't want to have a personal brand, you could be the manager who works with someone who does have a personal brand and coordinate them for a scalable business opportunity as well. There's a lot of excellent opportunities around this space. So we're going to give that an S. Okay, so there you have it. There is a bit of a ranking system. You might notice there's 2 opportunities right up there at the S tier. That is the AI-enabled SaaS business and the personal brand with a scalable business opportunity. You could combine those 2 and you're probably very much on trend. Let me know, what business opportunity are you looking at the moment? Did I leave something off the list? Did you rank something differently to how I would have ranked it? I'd love to see in the comments below. By the way, if you want to talk about business and execution, running a little workshop in the week ahead, come and join me. It's a 90-minute workshop where we talk about the entrepreneurial journey, how things are changing and how you can adapt to that change. I look forward to seeing you at my workshop. And also, can you give this channel here a like and a subscribe and leave me a comment? I look forward to seeing you soon. All the best.